I tell you, we have not done one of these in a long while. What is going on, you guys? It's just truly the real Sakurai, and just to tell you as to why we're doing these again. The YouTuber who has been doing these arc reviews, GrandLineReview, actually commented, and like he was surprised that I was doing reactions to his content, and like he was saying that he was self-conscious about him, like hearing himself talk, but I love hearing him talk. I love hearing him discuss, a lot about One Piece and the different arcs and everything. So yeah, GrandLineReview, if you're watching this, you happen to come by this, even though you weren't really, trying to find it, don't be self-conscious. Your content is great. I love your arc reviews. I just like your views in your videos in general, and I'm gonna be doing these until I pretty much watched all of them. So yeah, let's get on into this. All right.
Hello and welcome to the Grand Line Review, your source for everything One Piece. Last time on the arc review, we looked at the incredible events of Baratie, and today we are going to move on and examine what is, in my opinion, one of the best arcs in the series. The Arlong arc marks the 5th story in the One Piece series.
It was a really good arc.
7 manga chapters and 14 anime episodes. And like I said in the beginning, this is one of the greats. The Arlong arc itself was actually set up during Baratie when Nami stole the Going Merry and sailed away, prompting Zoro, Usopp and Johnny to follow her. So the first portion of this arc is conducted without our main character Luffy, and it still manages to be incredibly engaging, which is a great credit to the series. The main antagonist and namesake of the arc, Sawtooth Arlong, is like nothing we've seen before. As a fishman, he is significantly stronger than any enemy we've previously encountered.
He was ruthless.
Well, except for Mihawk, but just for fun, let's not count him. Arlong also happens to be a vat of pure ruthlessness and evil, displaying very sadistic and racist tendencies, which combined with his strength make him a particularly threatening presence. And I don't think we can go any further without mentioning the tragedy that is Nami's entire life up
oh
until
my
this
god,
point.
that was so
Arlong
sad.
arc shone a spotlight on the hell that Nami had been living since childhood, which simultaneously turned her into a very sympathetic character, but also a very brave and strong one. She was no longer your sort of stock standard female protagonist. She had depth, she had pain, and she had a mission in life that she needed to accomplish no matter what. Then there's Belle-Mère, and my god, what a character she was. Prior to Luffy getting in an amazing punch at the climax of the arc, this lady was the only person to have gotten the better of Arlong in any situation. Unfortunately, that didn't last long, but I can't help but love the moment where she takes him down and just shoves a rifle into his mouth. Belle-Mère was also the first truly strong woman we'd seen in the series, and that was nice and refreshing to see. As a huge fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer in my childhood years, I always enjoy a good dose of a woman kicking the ass of a terrifying monster. But Belle-Mère was also an example of the trademark heartbreak and heart warmth that Oda likes to insert into his flashbacks. Theoretically, it would have been very easy for Belle-Mère to hand over the money to Arlong and just hide the fact that she has kids for the foreseeable future. However, out of love, respect, and pride for Nami and Nojiko, she simply could not bring herself to claim that she did not have children. It is a disgustingly beautiful moment that ends up costing Belle-Mère her life, but the idea that she would rather die than not admit to being a mother is quite powerful and gets me every time. And speaking of strong women, we would be remiss not to mention Nami's adopted sister Nojiko. She plays quite a passive but very important role in this arc. She also has a lot of subtle character traits that really endear her to me. Like the fact that she got a tattoo because as a child Nami had Arlong's Jolly Roger forcibly tattooed onto her own arm. So the very presence of Nojiko's tattoo is a lovely symbol of support, because you need to remember that tattoos in Japanese culture tend to have very negative connotations attached to them. So having one applied in such an obvious spot can be quite a social taboo. Well, given all of this drama playing out, we as readers and watchers are looking for some serious payoff after such events, and the Arlong arc proudly delivers everything we want and more. In classic Luffy style, he just bursts into Arlong's compound and whacks him right in the face, starting a hard-fought but glorious conflict. And everyone really gets their moment to shine in this arc. It isn't just Nami. Over the fight with Arlong's crew, we have several powerful character development moments occur. For example, Zoro, still heavily injured from his defeat
Oh my god.
Mihawk during the last arc, uses...
Hold on. I gotta stop that real quick because I got to talk about this. Like, hold on. Zoro in this arc proved that there is some type of mythical, demon-like thing going on with him. This arc proved that by far. Because we see Zoro being, you know, with half at full strength and still fighting like, you know, he just woke up. He's fighting like he just woke up on a Monday. Not even letting things hardly face him, but he's almost fading out of consciousness. And yet he still gets the shit done. He still gets the job done. He still strikes down like the fishmen that come at him. He still has a duel with freaking what's that octopus's name? Hachi. Has his duel with Hachi, and then does this miraculous sword technique that not only cuts like slits Hachi's fingers, but just has him, you know, be knocked out in the water while he's trying to swim down and attack Sanji. Like, Zoro proved that there's something very abnormal going on with him, despite the fact that he's just a human. He doesn't have a devil fruit. He's simply a human. So him going through all that, him bandaged up with a wound that basically could gash out most like the majority of his blood when freaking Arlong ripped that bandage off of him, prove that there's something else going on with him. It can't just be coincidence that Zoro is written to be, you know, this top tier character with and there's nothing else. Also, the thing with Nami's mother was just really fucked up. And it like, of all things, that made me cry and piss off at the same time. It made me want to go in the screen and just kill Arlong, like seriously. Because the fact that you literally kill her because she wasn't technically, in your eyes, technically a mother, because she didn't give birth to Nami or her older sister, was just messed up. It doesn't matter if a parent has kids but they didn't give birth to them. They're taking care of the children. She raised the children since that she found them. The older sister when she was a toddler, and Nami when she was a freaking infant. Found them in the midst of a doggone town going up in smoke. Let's get back to this video. Oh, and Sanji was a beast too.
His fight against Hachi, awesome character by the way, to reaffirm that he will never lose again, and rekindles his dream of becoming the world's greatest swordsman. Usopp also has a proud moment that really started to win me over to his side, where he acknowledges his cowardice and ends up fighting his first real battle. And not only that, he, rather surprisingly, ends up winning, proving to himself that he can do it. Sanji's fight marks the first time that he has entered combat as a Straw Hat, and is pretty much a showcase of fantastic moves, promising great things for the series to come. And as I stated in the last video, even Johnny and Yosaku get a moment here that makes their presence in the story worth it. After hearing Nami's tale, they decide to take on Arlong themselves and get, well, horrifically beaten, of course. But then they decide to block the entrance to Arlong Park from the angry villagers, claiming that the villagers don't stand a chance and that they're waiting for Luffy and the others to show up.
It was smart because they did.
Maybe that's not such a big moment for most people, but when I think of the Arlong arc, Johnny and Yosaku's cool cool moment here is one of the prime things that comes to mind. And then we have Luffy, who is simply fighting to make Nami stop crying, which really tells us everything we need to know about just how far Luffy will go for his crew members.
Right.
And if we ever had any doubt that Luffy is a true captain, he also has an amazing line during his fight with Arlong. He says something along the lines of, "I can't use swords, I don't know how to navigate a ship, and I can't cook or lie, and I'm pretty sure I can't live without being helped." A confused Arlong then proceeds to ask Luffy exactly what he can do, and Luffy very simply replies, "I can beat you." And that sums up Luffy's role in the series going forward. He's not your traditional captain, but who cares? Because in these dire moments, he can do what needs to be done. So despite it being the second last story of East Blue, the Arlong arc really does act as the climax of this very first One Piece saga. I'd even argue that this is the arc where the Straw Hats truly formed and became a solid crew, rather than an odd mix of people with weird dreams. This is the arc where they proved that they were ready to take on the Grand Line and work their way up to defeating the crazy powerful Mihawk style people, as well as do the impossible by finding the One Piece. And that will pretty much do it for the Arlong arc. Next time, we'll be taking a look at the final part of the East Blue saga, Log Town, and this is going to present us with a hell of a lot of
Smoker.
So I'm pretty keen for that.
Smoker
If you enjoyed
is
this
a
video,
badass.
feel free to like, favorite, or subscribe, and please do comment with your thoughts on the Arlong arc. This has been the Grand Line Review, and I'll see you next time. Hello.
Yeah,
and welcome
like,
to the-
oh god, I did not mean to restart that again. But yes, after this arc, I didn't really like Fishman until Jinbei showed up. I didn't like nothing about Fishman until Jinbei showed up. And Jinbei just completely revamped my whole thinking of Fishman. And then we see like another thing about the Fishman and all right and all that and whatnot. But that's gonna, you know, be talked about in a later time. Not right now, but yes. Grand Line Review, thank you for these arc reviews. I love them. I love all of them, and I cannot wait to, you know, to really get back into watching more of these arc reviews and more of your content, because I've been busy with my own stuff. Oh, but yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and go subscribe to Grand Line Review. Seriously, go subscribe to him, show him love and support, and tell him that he shouldn't be self-conscious, you know, for him talking, you know, in his videos, because he sounds great and he brings up good points. So yeah, till then, this has been The Real Sakurai, and I'm getting up out of here. Peace.